Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I will cover how you can upload files using Postman. Now, to be honest, this is really easy to do, so let's cover that quickly in this video. So we're going to take a look at two examples. The first one is going to be via the official Postman API, and the second one would be via Imager API, which I will cover in a bit. So let's start with the first one. That will give you a basic idea of how file upload works in Postman. So I'm going to create a new request here. I'm going to select HTTP request, and here I'm simply going to paste the request. So this is basically https postmanecho.com/post. And I will add that in the description below so that you can simply copy paste it. Now the request method, I'm going to change it to post. Now the key thing over here is I'm going to go to body, and within body, we need to select form data. So if I go to form data, we have key and value here. Now, if you're already familiar with form data, you would know that you can have key as text and the value as text. So for example, I can do over here, let's say image, and I can just do sample. And if I hit send, it would just give me that over here. I can see form, image, and sample that we just added. So that's pretty cool. But this is not as helpful because we want to make sure that we want to upload an image. So how can we do that? Well, this is just text, right? But if I click on this, I can see I have an option for file. So if I click on file, here you can notice that the value has been changed to the select file. So now I can click on this and actually upload a file. So let's do that. Over here, I'm going to upload this image, and then I'm going to hit send. All right, so over here, you can see a file got successfully uploaded. I can see my file names and all the data related to that. Now, technically, this is all that's required to upload a file in Postman. There's nothing else you need to do. All you have to do is come to the form data. Within that form data, select your key, whatever that key might be for your API. Once you select that, just make sure you change the option from text to file. The moment you will do that, you can just go ahead and simply upload your file. Now, this file can be of any type. In this case, this was image, so I did a JPEG. It can also be a GIF. It can also be a video. Depending on whatever your API supports, you can go ahead and actually upload that. So that's pretty much it in terms of file upload with Postman. Now I understand that this was kind of a boring example. So let's take a look at a more real life example, which you will probably come across when you will be working on your APIs that actually support file uploads. All right, so I'm over here on the Imager API. And Imager is basically a platform where you can upload your images. Now with this Imager API, they actually have nice documentation over here. The one thing that you will require over here is a client ID. So you can do that by simply registering to the site, and they actually tell you how to do that. You can go to this, follow this link, just register it. Once you will do it, they're going to give you this client ID, which you can use to actually work with this API over here. So it will authorize you to work with this API. And I've already done that. So if you want, you can kind of go ahead and do this as well. But this is not really the important part. What we want to focus on is how we can upload an image using the Imager API. So I'm going to go to image here. And if I go to post image upload, you will notice that they actually have the entire path over here. Now this path, they're actually telling you it's a post request. And then here you can just put in this exact path, which will basically upload an image or it will upload a video. And they've also told us like the accepted video format. So you can take a look at that. All of these video formats are actually supported. And similarly, you can upload image as well with different image formats. So let me copy this and we're going to try to upload an image using this Imager API. So I'm going to go back to Postman. And here I'm going to click on the new request. And I will simply paste this. So if you remember, I told you that this actually requires a client ID for authorization. So I'm going to go to my headers. And in my headers, I'm going to select authorization. I will pass that as my key. So I will just say authorization. And there you go. It's automatically populating for me. And then in the value, I'm going to add in the client ID. So the client ID is simply, I'm just going to copy paste that. So essentially this is client ID, and then I've added this client ID variable. Now this variable, I'm going to have to set it up. So I will just do that in pre-request script. And I'm simply going to paste that over here. Now this part is not really as important, guys. This is simply just making sure you're setting up your client ID. Now your ID is going to be different depending on the one that you will get from the registration. In my case, I've set the client ID here. Now, what this will do is it will set the client ID before I'm sending a request to this particular get or post request that I will be doing. It will come to the headers. It will put that in over here. And I just realized I did it in the wrong place. So I'm going to correct this. There you go. and it will just replace this client ID with the variable that I've just set up over there. Okay, now let's come down to the main part of how you can actually upload a file. Now the first thing I have to do is, it is not a GET request, so I'm going to change this to a POST request. Then I'm going to come to the body, and just like I told you, the most important thing is you have to go to the form data, and within the form data you have to pass in your key. In this case, the key that they are looking for is image. And then, as I told you, simply change the text to file, and then you can go ahead and upload the file. I'm going to come in here and just do upload. And once I hit the send key, it's going to go ahead and upload this file to the Imager server. So I'm going to hit send. There you go. We got a successful response 200. And if I scroll down, this is all the response that we're getting from the Imager API. So I can go down here. The most important thing here is the link that we just got here. So this particular link is the link to our image that we just uploaded. Now, if I click on this, it opened up this new HTTP request for me, and this is a GET call to that same image that we just uploaded. And this is the path for that image, and I'm going to click on send, and there you go. The moment I did that, I got my image over here. So how cool is that? I was able to successfully upload the image using the upload API from Imager, which gave me this link, and I'm able to actually do a GET request on that, and this is actually uploaded on their server. So for example, if I simply copy this and go to the browser, and here if I try to simply paste this, you're going to see that I do have that image right up showing in my browser as well. And this has the path of Imager because they have uploaded it on their server, and then as well as the path of that particular URL for that image. So this is how more of a real life scenario would work, guys, if you're working with an image. And this would work the same thing. It doesn't really have to be an image. I can actually go ahead and change this to a video as well. And for that, if I can go to their API, if you don't really know what to put in here in terms of key or value, simply just read through the documentation. Here, if I'm coming to this documentation, you can see in the body, all they're saying is change from image to video, and it can accept a binary file up to 200 MB. So I can just go back to my Postman and change this to video. And then in my video, I can add in select file. And this is my sample video, so I will add that. It's an MP4 format. And once I hit send, similarly, you can see I have a 200 OK response, and then I have the link as well. This time you're going to notice it is in MP4 format, and you can even see MP4. I can see that over here. And right now the status is pending. So if I click on this and I try to do a get, there you go. Now that video has been successfully uploaded. I can click on play, and there you go. That's my video that I just uploaded. So there's no specific restriction with Postman in terms of what kind of file you are going to be uploading. It's more so around what your API supported. If your API supports that format, it's going to go ahead and upload it. For example, in this case, they only support for image like JPEG, PNG, but they don't support WebP. So it will just throw you an error that we do not support that particular image format or that video format. So just make sure you know what the format it supports, but that's going to be on the API, not on Postman. And other than that, you can also go ahead and add in some extra information. For example, if you notice here, the name is coming as null. If I just kind of zoom in, you will see the name is coming as null over here, or basically empty. So I can go ahead and actually set the name for this particular video. So I can just do name, and the name can be, let's say, my sample video. Can be anything. And I think it also does a title as well. I don't know if this would work, but I can just try. This is a sample title. And if I hit send, and this time, if you notice, it actually added a title which says this is a sample title. Similarly, for the name as well, you can see I have a sample video name set up over here. And then you can see the type is video MP4. Now, all of this stuff, by the way I know I can add this in is because if I go to the documentation once again, you can see you would have name, you have title, you have description. All these things are supported by this particular API. That's why I'm able to go ahead and actually put all that information as part of my body. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it in terms of how you can do file uploads with Postman. It's pretty straightforward. Just go to form data and select the key and value. Simply change it from text to the file type, and then you can upload your file directly. Postman has made it really easy for you to do file uploads. You don't have to worry about how you can work with binary data and so on. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you would like me to make content on related to Postman. And if you'd like to support my work, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button on this video. You can also support me by sharing this video with others, and if you have the financial means, you can support me through Buy Me a Coffee website as well. I will add the link for that in the description below. That's it for now, guys. I will see you all in the next one.